The next item is number 14, an application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 16-1864, block 1247, lot 37, 302 West 86th Street in the Riverside West End Historic District Extension 1, a Renaissance Revival style apartment house designed by Mulliken and Moeller and built in 1916 to 17. And the application is to establish a master plan governing the future installation of through-the-wall air conditioners.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ryan Walsh, Preservation Department staff. Claudia Corsilis is here to present. The application is for a through-wall HVAC units to establish a master plan.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Claudia Corsilis. As Ryan already said, I'm presenting a through-wall master plan for 302 West 86th Street north facade facing the street. As you can see here on the left-hand side, this is the existing elevation of the building, showing already 20 through-wall units in the facade. 6 of them are off-centered and 14 of them are centered under the windows. On the right-hand side, you see our proposal for the master plan, centering all the AC through-wall units under the window in all window lines. This was discussed already with the Landmarks Preservation Commission, the senior technical advisor, and based on his comments, we attempted to center them all. As you can see, we're only proposing AC through-wall units in brickwork, not in any decorative stone or terracotta work down here. You can see that. Oops. You can see that here. There are no AC through-wall units proposed, neither at the top here. And
so those guys will have to use window units?
These guys will have to have window units as already at the moment. Going back, any off-centered window units will trigger to be relocated to the center if they file an application to modify them or relocate them. They will not have to be modified immediately, but just when they file for an application. There is already a window master plan. We don't know why, which was approved 2013, I think. Don't know why the AC through-wall units have not been included, but we are adding this to it. On the left-hand side, again, the existing, and on the right-hand side, the proposed elevation. Here you can see on the center, this is a rendering showing all the centered AC through-wall units and lower. As we mentioned, there will be window units in the areas of decorative stonework. We're proposing architectural louvers in comparison to the existing standard louvers. The architectural louvers will be painted matte brown to blend in with the existing decorative brickwork. We're mounting them right below the sill, flush with the surrounding brickwork, and as well on a joint, aligning with the joints. So again, we try to blend in. There are, as you can, let me just go back. As you can see, there are different types of brickwork. There's a little bit more decorative brickwork and a regular brickwork in the center lines. The brickwork and the outer lines, as you can see here, is flush with the surrounding brickwork. It also is not, it's kind of subtle. It's not really apparent in comparison to this decorative stonework. And there are already 8 existing window units in this decorative brickwork of 14 possible locations.
Thank you. Questions? Yes, Michael?
The detail, I think, shows that the louvers are a bit proud of the brick face. Is that the case?
No. We're flush, we're aligned. The existing ones were proud by an inch. We are pushing ours back. And you see here we are aligned with the joints and right under the sill.
Okay. Any other questions?
The existing units won't be centered unless what? Unless those...
There will be an application to either modify them or relocate them. So this is the proposed future goal, the ultimate goal, but we can't force them now to relocate the AC units if they don't try to modify them. It's really like the window master plan. They will not change the whole windows and the whole facade only if they propose to do work on them.
And when they move them, can the brick work, the brick is available?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yes.
Repair?
So this is a brick we're proposing, which the previous brick facade has been already patched
Over time?
Over time in certain locations, and we're proposing the brick to patch in those areas.
And it'll go back to its decorative pattern.
Yes, the same pattern to match here, the same pattern.
May I ask if there's a history of putting in all of the openings that you want to have happen in the future with maybe some blind louvers in order to anticipate that and do it at one time, or does that never happen in the master planning process?
Only if it's a rental building usually.
I see.
Right, that would make sense, right?
Well, then they would have to go back and work again in their apartments. They have to go back twice, do it now to put the blind in, and then later on to blank off when they take out the unit and center them. So.
Can I make a
Yes,
comment?
of course.
I just want to make a comment that I think the mantra has been over the past many years that, you know, you don't destroy original fabric to do this. Back in the beginning of my living in a historic district, Brooklyn Heights, in the 70s, this is what was done, and then the philosophy changed. And I don't know if the philosophy has totally changed or if this is just a one-off, but I just want to comment, I think this makes eminent sense. It's common sense that this is better, given that they're not going to centrally air condition the building, and a lot of buildings are not going to be centrally air conditioned. They're going to wait for this kind of situation. I just think this is a common sense approach. It does destroy original fabric to the degree that that's precious, but you're avoiding the preciousness and just going into the brick. So I just want to go for the record that this makes a lot of sense, and I hope we see other applications like this when it's appropriate for a building to do this. Many will not be, but this is a good example.
And do you have a sample of the grill?
Not of the grill, we have a paint color sample.
Yes, no, I saw the paint color. I guess my question is just that here it looks really good because it looks like a solid piece. But if this, and the one on the left, existing one, you can see the slats are very big, and so is the black and the color.
Well, I can't zoom in. This is actually the grill we're using. You can still see very light the louvers and as well the paint. I have a spec sheet of the grill. It's a standard.
Well, that's fine if that's the grill. It
Yes.
looks so good I thought it was.
No, that's the actual grill we rendered. And it will be painted with that color. It's a standard Friedrich architectural louver.
Okay, any other questions? All right, we'll take testimony. Max Yeston.
Max Yeston, Landmark West. Architects Mulliken and Muller were responsible for giving West 86th Street its current character-defining brick and stone apartment houses from end to end. From the bold red brick and terracotta Beaux-Arts Rossley Court twin apartments at 257 Central Park West, 1906, to the cool gray brick 76 West 86th Street at Columbus Avenue, to the Spanish Revival style 530 West End Avenue, 1912. Our committee supports proposals to create a master plan for otherwise hodgepodge configurations of air conditioning units that can detract from the character of a building. Today, we can support the current proposal to regularize the location of AC grills by placing them below the center of each window. We support having the extruded aluminum grills being flush with the building facade and painted to match the color of the surrounding masonry. We appreciate the sensitivity the applicants have shown to the placement of the AC units in a way to avoid all damage to brick and terracotta ornaments such as sills and string courses. However, there must be a system in place to prevent excessive moisture drip on the building's facade. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more speakers on this item? Right, there are no other speakers. All right, any concerns about this, the proposed master plan? It seems it's appropriate and sensitively done. Okay, we can close the hearing. Second, okay. Michael, will you read that out, please? Sure. Thanks.
302 West 86th Street. An application to establish a master plan governing the future installation of through-wall air conditioners. I recommend approval. Further, that the establishment of a master plan for through-wall air conditioner installation will provide for a uniform pattern of installations on the facade over time. The existing non-conforming through-wall air conditioners will be modified and brought into compliance over time. That the subtle patterning of brickwork beneath the windows is subservient to more prominent features on the facade, such as projecting brick window enframelents and decorative terracotta features throughout, and therefore the physical and visual impacts of the installations will be limited. That similar installations will exist beneath other windows within the patterned brickwork throughout the building, that the rimless louvers will be set flush with the facade and painted to match the surrounding masonry, and that the work will not detract from the special character of the building or the historic district.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This application has been approved.